which gives us our men's Pro Beach winner, athlete number 156, Matt Parker!
Your boy took a win. Bosh, bosh. Yeah, come on. I was really happy, really happy. So NFM Warehouse Classic on the Saturday. We're going to take a look at that show. There's some really good physiques in the amateurs, and then went on to the pro show. And yeah, it was a real battle between me and a couple of the guys there. So that was really good. We got a lot of shows to cover this week. Basically, we had four shows within the UK. No pro shows, but there are a couple of stories that I do want to cover within the pro ranks. So yeah, on the Saturday, we had the NFM Warehouse Classic. And then we also had the Two Bros Regional, some really good physiques over there. We're going to look at a couple of those. On the Sunday, we had UKDFBA, which is a natural bodybuilding show within the UK. There was no overall champion. I don't think they did overalls for some reason, but I did want to have a little look at a couple of the winners. So the tall class winner in particular, and the junior as well. Very good. We also had on the Sunday the PCA show Manchester, which I also did, and there were some really good physiques there too. So we're going to look at a couple of the category winners and also the overall champ. Moving on to the pro ranks, Jeremy Buendia has left his family to go over to Olympia, basically training camp, which is really cool. Obviously, we see this a lot in boxing and MMA fighting and that martial arts, that sort of thing. You don't see it as much within bodybuilding. But I absolutely love the commitment. He's going to live with his coach, and will that help him bring a better look for the Olympia? We're going to have a little look at that. Also going to have a look at UK's own Tyler Smith. Now this guy has leveled up massively this year, so we're going to take a look at his physique as he is approaching his first show of the season. And then finally, we're going to look at the Sasquatch Pro predictions, which is coming up this weekend. Some excellent physiques going for that show. That is going to be a strong lineup. So, guys, thank you for tuning in once again. If you love men's physique, this is the channel for you. We're going to dive into all of those shows, so make sure you are subscribed, and let's get stuck into this week's episode. So we're going to kick things off with the Two Bros MK Classic, which happened on the Saturday. Now, unfortunately with Two Bros, you know, the updates, it's kind of hard to find who's who with the pictures they put up. But I've got the overall lineup picture here. And yeah, it was a strong show, because obviously it's in the lead up now to the British finals essentially, which is an IFBB Pro qualifier. So we are about 6 weeks out from that. So the standard is going to get better and better as we get closer and closer. And you can see from this lineup, there's some heavy hitters in this lineup here. So yeah, for me, it was between the two guys in the middle from all the shots that I've seen. And the chap here in the black and yellow did take it. Now, his name is Kyle Shaler, I believe. I could not find his Instagram anywhere. So if anyone knows if he is on Instagram, please feel free to tag him in this video, because yeah, he looks absolutely fantastic. Really nice posing from the shots that I've seen. But yeah, because I can't find his Instagram, I can't really cover him too much. But I can cover the guy who, in my opinion, took second, which was Tom Collins. So Tom Collins is coached by Zach from Pro Coach. He's a fantastic athlete. He's competed many times. And by the looks of things, you know, he came in pretty quickly for this prep, and he brought in excellent condition. I believe this was like 2 weeks before their scheduled original show. And this was a really nice look. You can see his midsection is absolutely diced, really diced. So he took his win in his height class. Looks like there's a fair few guys in his height class as well. And yeah, like another day that overall could have easily gone to him. So yeah, absolutely awesome work, Tom Collins. This is a little transformation that he put up 5 days ago. Basically, this is 14 years of work. So this is bodybuilding all over, you know. It's a game of patience. It's a game of consistency. And the guys that stay in this game the longest are the guys that win, okay? So that's why longevity is so important, looking after your health. And just being consistent and getting after it day in, day out. You can't beat a guy that never quits. So I absolutely love this by Tom Collins. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with the rest of the season. I presume he's got a couple of IFBB Pro qualifiers lined up, because he should absolutely go for it. And like I say, he's got a really nice V-taper and a very strong midsection. So yeah, awesome work, Tom. Let's see what we can bring to the rest of the season. Next up, on the same day, we had my show, which was the NFM show Warehouse Classic over in Swansea. Now, this was a really cool show because it was actually held in a gym. And I was a bit apprehensive before. I thought, is it going to be big enough? Is there going to be enough room? But there was. It was a really well-run show, and I very much enjoyed it. It was a strong lineup as well. I put up some video clips that I got. And I had to work hard. I did have to work hard. So I was obviously in the pro show. I had a client compete in the morning. He won his pro card in the bodybuilding and did really, really well in the bodybuilding. And then, yeah, so then I was on later for the men's physique. So I was on around sort of like 5 o'clock, 5:30. And yeah, it was a great battle. So I came out, I was on the edge. I had to work my way in, work my way into the middle. And it was mainly, in the end, it was a good battle between me and a guy called Connor Flanagan, who is a 22-year-old, so he's junior and he's natural, and he looked fantastic. His condition was really, really good. So he's coached by Reese, and they brought a great look to the stage, you know, and it was that close between us. So I fought my way into the middle. They then made us all go back to the back line. They then pulled me and Connor back forward again and just compared me and him. So it was that close, you know, they wanted another look at us. Luckily I did come away victorious, but you know, another federation, Connor could have taken it. So this is where it pays to know the feds. So if this was a FitX show, for example, Connor probably would have taken it because they like the smaller guys, they like condition. With NFM, you know, they went for my look. If it was two bros, they would have gone for my look because I was bigger and fuller. So yeah, it really depends on which fed you go for. But yeah, I wanted to give him a shout out because he looked really, really good and he did push me really hard for this win. I then went on to the overall where I was against Tom Hemming, who is obviously a bodybuilder. And I was really proud of the look that I brought, you know. I peaked the best I've ever peaked for the show. I couldn't even lift my arms up. You'll see it on the YouTube channel that we put up, the YouTube show day vlog. In the backstage when I was pumping up, I couldn't even lift my arms up. I was so pumped, so I had to stop lifting backstage because I was just full to the brim. So I did absolutely everything I could to get that Texas ticket, but Tom got it, which is absolutely fine. It's well deserved. You know, he's a fantastic bodybuilder, and to just not look silly next to him, not look like a little boy in itself is a good win for me. So I spoke to Suki afterwards. I spoke to the head judge, Abby, as well. I got a little bit of feedback. They basically said, come back again, do another show, because a show where there's two tickets for Texas, where a men's physique guy is guaranteed to get it, where there's 2 tickets. Obviously, I would have taken it on that day. So I'm gonna go in again in 3 weeks' time for the next NFM show. I can't leave it there. I was so close. So feedback from me to come in better for the next one. Posing was bang on. They really liked my shape and structure and size. They just wanted a little bit more condition from the rear. So I'm going to be digging more than I've ever dug before to try and get that. And yeah, just come in a little bit leaner for the next show. So going on to PCA. Now, this was one of the busiest regionals of the year. It was a really good show. I always like competing in Manchester. It's the Middleton Arena, and that arena is really, really good. It's a big, big venue. Absolutely packed, sold out crowd, and yeah, great vibe at the show. So we're going to look at the overall and all the class winners. But before we do, I wanted to give a massive shout out to my client Damien, because he bought an absolutely incredible package. I'm going to bring up his eyewalk now. And this was just a warm-up show, but to be honest, we brought him in so quick, he was almost at 100%. And just absolutely diced to the bone. You can see his midsection was one of the best midsections out of all the categories on stage, and it was very close between him and the winner. I feel like he only just got second place. You know, there's an argument potentially where he could have taken first, but it is what it is. I think we got a lot of data from it. We're going to work on his posing a little bit more, a couple more posing tweaks. We can bring in him a tiny bit sharper for the finals, and he is going to be very, very competitive for the pro card in that masters category. Really buzzing for him. He worked really hard. He's one of the hardest workers I've ever met. So yeah, awesome work, Damien, mate. I wanted to give you a quick shout out before we go on to the winners of each category. So we're going to quickly talk about this guy. So this is Joseph Partington. Now, the reason why we're going to talk about him, he won his junior class, got through to the overall, but he also competed with me at NFM the day before. He came third place. So, you know, for a junior again, he'd beaten a lot of guys. So congratulations to him. He's got a lovely structure from the back. He's got great back as well. I did speak to him a fair bit over the weekend, obviously competing with him both days. I think for him, just one thing he needs to bring up is just his midsection. But everywhere else, he's got it, you know. And like I say, as a junior, the potential here is absolutely massive. So yeah, awesome work, Joseph. I came away with a win as well. I'm really, really happy with this. So 2 shows, 2 wins, can't complain. The tall lineup, there's 5 or 6 of us, maybe 7 of us in that lineup. And it was really cool. It was a big battle actually between me and Jordan. So this is the 3rd time I've gone against Jordan. So I competed against him last year at the PCA Regional, last year at the PCA Finals, and then this year at this show. And it's always, yeah, it's always close between us. I absolutely love it. There's always a really good vibe between me and him. So awesome work, Jordan. I'm looking forward to seeing him at the PCA final for sure. But yeah, I was happy with the look. To be honest with you, I wasn't quite as good this day as I was at NFM. I was just battered. I was absolutely battered. I wasn't quite as full backstage. I did manage to still get a pump, don't get me wrong, and it wasn't a bad look. Like, this look still beat all my looks from last year, but I was tired. Like, backstage, my muscles are still sore. I wasn't quite as tight in that midsection. And to be honest with you, when I went out for the eye walk as well, it just didn't feel as smooth. And I think I was just because I was just so dehydrated and tired, but that's no excuse for the overall. You know, the overall lineup and result would have been the same. And I'm still really, really happy with coming away with this win. Not taking anything away from any of the other guys either, because they all looked absolutely fantastic. Really, really good lineup here. Going on to the overall lineup, there were some great physiques on here, as you can see. So in the end, the short class winner did take the win, Lee Herring, and he looked brilliant. So he competed in the Two Bros show the day before, who also won his class, and he went through to the overall, and he looked fantastic there. Got really great dense muscle backstage. He just looked really big, got a lovely V taper. And yeah, just an awesome physique and a really nice guy in general. I've spoken to him a fair bit since the show. Didn't speak to him too much on the show, again, just because by the point the overalls came around, it was a few hours later, I was just so battered. I couldn't really even speak, to be honest. I was just focusing on what I needed to do. But yeah, it was a really good battle. To be honest with you, I think looking at the photos that are coming through, it was between me and him for that overall win, and he took it this day. So congratulations, mate. Really, really well-deserved win. Let's look at his eye walk now, because short class, it was a stacked lineup. Now, there was about 16 guys in that lineup, and some very, very good physiques. So the fact that he obviously won that, he won his class yesterday, just proves how much of a good athlete he is. And I wanted to say that because I've seen a couple of his stories that he's put up on his Instagram, and he is a guy that suffers from self-doubt. He really doubts himself. And when I spoke to him, you know, he was debating even not doing the finals, and this guy should definitely do the finals because he looks absolutely brilliant. So yeah, you can see here, really nice presented eye walk. He works on his posing, you can tell, he knows what he's doing. And like I said to you before, that top line is so strong, really nice wide clavicles, delts really capped. If I had to give him some feedback, I would say midsection could be a little bit sharper, but obviously it didn't affect him this day. He got the win, and like I said, incredible, incredible look. So Lee Herring, well done, mate. I hope to see you at the finals. You should 100% do it. Next up, we had UKDFBA. Now, my man JB took the win here, and I did say last week, you know, we covered his physique before, so we're not going to go into too much detail about it. But I did say on last week's episode, you know, it pays to know which fed to go for. So he went for Two Bros last week. He came second in his class, and Two Bros do like to generally go for a little bit more size. Another fed, he would have taken it, and he's gone and done UKDFBA. He's taken the win in his tall class, so absolutely incredible. Like I said, he's got fantastic shape. It brings great condition as well, and yeah, it was a well-deserved win. So UKDFBA, unfortunately, for some reason, I don't know why, they didn't have an overalls at the show. So usually, I'm pretty sure that they have all the category winners similar to PCA go against each other for that overall. So I'm not too sure why they didn't do that this time around. But I did want to quickly cover the junior winner, because I thought the junior looked really good as well. So his name's Lawrence. I'll bring up a picture of him now. And you can see for a junior, and a natural, obviously this is a natural federation, very nice structure on this guy. Really nice midsection, nice wide clavicle base area as well. Top line, delts are capped. And yeah, really fantastic look here. I'm not sure if this is his first ever show. If it was, absolutely incredible. He worked on his posing. His posing is very good. His back shot's very good. It does frustrate me with UKDFBA how they make the guys put the hand on the hip. I just don't like that pose. It's so old school. But you know, he pulls it off well. A lot of guys really struggle to keep their back looking symmetrical when they do put that hand on the hip, but he's nailed that. And I would say just a touch more condition, and this guy's going to be very competitive at the UKDFBA finals if he does go for it. So Lawrence, quick shout out to you, mate, because yeah, you look absolutely awesome. I believe that is all the UK shows this weekend. I think there was just the 4. If there was any others that I did miss, please feel free to tag me, let me know. Last week's episode, for example, I missed a show over in, where was it? There was a show over in Romania. It was a pro qualifier over in Romania, and a UK guy took the pro card. Someone commented, and I really appreciate that, just highlighted that to me. So if I ever miss anything, please feel free to comment and just let me know, and I will try and cover it if I can. So moving on to the pro ranks, Jeremy Buendia.
All right, you guys, welcome back. Today is September 1st, 2023. We are almost 9 weeks out tomorrow from 2023 Mr. Olympia. As you guys just saw, I just left my family in Sacramento. I am now out here at my coach's house here in Denver, Colorado. I'm gonna be finishing up my Olympia prep here at Armbrust Pro Gym. Huge sacrifice, you guys, leaving my family. I'm going all in on the final 9 weeks of this Olympia prep. You know, this is a huge year for myself coming back. There's a lot of ground to make up. I'm doing everything I possibly can to be as successful as I can on that stage in November.
He is leaving his family to go into an Olympia prep camp. Now, this actually makes me really happy because the previous videos, I just felt like he was struggling to get into it. He keeps talking about, you know, there's no one in his area that really competes at his sort of level. And being in the right environment can make such a big difference. I say it on my Instagram all the time, you know, the people that you surround yourself with can massively level you up. So him going into a prep camp here, he's living in-house with his coach. He's surrounded by other people on the same sort of like mission and other bodybuilders. It's going to massively level him up. The reason why I'm talking about this is because I'm a Jeremy Buendia fan. I'm a fanboy of him. I wanted to see him do really, really well, and this is going to help him do really well. So yeah, absolutely buzzing with this. It's going to be really interesting to see how much he's going to level up over the sort of like next 8-week period. Having his coach train with him every day. Obviously, they're going to be bang on it with the PED protocol, the foods, the rest, the recovery, posing, everything. So yeah, it should massively, massively help. There's a reason why obviously MMA fighters, boxers do this. It's because they live and breathe the sport for that period of time. There's no distractions. Jeremy Buendia is going to be doing exactly the same. So let's see this level up. Will it be enough for him to take a 5th title? I really hope it is. I really hope it is, but we will find out. Tyler Smith. Now, not a lot of people are talking about this guy, and they should be, because his level up from last year alone has been absolutely insane. Now, I've always been a fan of his physique. To be quite honest with you, I think his weakness was always from the back, but looking at all his recent updates, he has really, really brought that up. Now, he's been working with Callum from Pro Coach. They've obviously got the winning recipe here because, yeah, he's still got a couple of weeks out from his first show, and he is looking very, very impressive. I've no doubts whatsoever he's going to get an Olympia invite, and I can see him placing at the Olympia this year. I'm a big fan of this physique, for sure. Will the judges be? We will find out, but yeah, this guy's a big inspiration. If I'm not mistaken, he's only actually got one working kidney as well. He had to have an operation, so, you know, it goes to prove that you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. He has just been dedicated. He used to be an open bodybuilder, if I'm not mistaken, and then he transferred over to men's physique, and he suits the category extremely well. Very nice lines, very nice V-taper. His waist looks like it really, really comes in, and that's just because of the size that he carries through up the top. He's a tall guy as well. He's not a shorter guy. And like I said, now that he's brought up his back, he looks very, very balanced. So, will he get the win? We will find out soon enough, but I did want to cover him on this channel because, like I said, I think he's going to get a win. I think he's going to have a very, very good season, and because he's from the UK, I wanted to put him on the channel, so I'm supporting him all the way. Tyler Smith, go get it. Last couple of weeks to bring an incredible package. You're already bringing one, but yeah, just to fine tune it even more, get that Olympia qualification, so let's go. Finally, the Sasquatch Pro is coming up this weekend. Now, this is a very, very strong lineup. I'm only going to briefly cover it, and I'm going to cover who I think is going to be in the top 2. First position, we're going to cover him first, and that is going to be Edvan Palmeira. We haven't seen him compete yet this year. He has yet to get his Olympia qualification, but he placed 5th in the world last year, and since then, he has got bigger. Like, his feedback from last year was to come back with a little bit more size. He has 100% achieved that. The density he's carrying through now across his chest, across his delts, his arms, but also his back is leveled up massively. So he is going to be extremely, extremely hard to beat. If he came 5th last year and he was smaller, I know men's physique isn't all about size, but that's where his weakness was last year. He's fixed that now. He's still got his aesthetics, he's still got that small waist, and he looks very, very impressive. So yeah, I'm going to put him down for taking this win. Now, the guy that I think is going to potentially come second, we've covered him on this channel a lot, is Alex Toplin. So Alex Toplin's obviously working with a new coach now. He worked with him for the peak week on his last show, and he came back massively leveled up. So hopefully we're going to see an even more leveled up Alex Toplin again. Like I say, he needs to keep going because I personally don't think he's going to beat Edvan, but he will do well at the Olympia if he keeps going and keep improving like he has been through the season. So he shouldn't give up after the show, and he shouldn't feel bad if he does get 2nd place next to Edvan, because obviously Edvan's looking absolutely incredible and he's 5th in the world currently. So yeah, he should keep going no matter what. I think that Alex has lovely shape to him. He will potentially beat Edvan from the back because Alex's back is one of the best out there, like the V-taper that he has got, and the structure of his back is very good. But from the front, I think he's just going to be lacking the density and size across the chest, the delts and the arms compared to Edvan. And also the midsection as well. Edvan's got a very, very strong midsection. So I think Alex is just going to potentially miss out there. But I don't think it's going to be like a massive difference between them. And I think it's going to be a good battle. So I'm really looking forward to finding out the results from this weekend. And yeah, I will obviously cover that on next week's episode. So there we have it, guys. Another week, another roundup of men's physique. So I hope you enjoyed the episode today. We obviously covered a fair bit. Guys, it was amazing on the weekend. Obviously, I did the 2 shows, and the amount of people actually came up to me and said that they watched the channel and they really enjoyed it. Was crazy. I really, really do appreciate all the support. I'm really glad that you guys like it. I will always continue to do this now because, like I said, I think the UK scene for bodybuilding is very, very strong and very, very good, particularly with men's physique. There's a lot of great physiques within the UK, and I think they deserve recognition, and I'm always going to keep doing this. So guys, if you enjoy it, please do support the channel by subscribing, giving it a thumbs up. Please feel free to comment on any of the things and any of the stories that I cover, and make sure that, like I said, if I miss anything, miss anyone, miss any shows, make sure you write it down below so I can make sure that I do not miss them in the future. All right, so thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in next week's episode.